Hello and welcome to Herald TV News Bulletin with me, Valentin Dish. People from all over the state gathered at the Town and Country Planning Department on Tuesday ahead of Gandhi Jayanti, demanding cleansing of the corrupt system. The massive protest was reminiscent of the Goa Bachao Abhiyan against the 2011 regional plan. People demanded the resignation of Chief Town Planner Rajesh Naik, who had signed on files for massive land conversions in forests, fields and no development zones. Two more protests, one at Azad Maidan and Loya Maidan, have been planned. Protesters say that they won't relent until their demands are met.
There is only one point demand, that is for Mr. Rajesh Naik to leave this office, because he has brought great disgrace not only to himself but to the institution of town planning, and more seriously, from what I have seen of all the conversions, he has done more damage than any chief town planner has done to the environment of the state. Now 95% of the 40 lakh square meters of zone changes that Mr. Naik has approved, out of this, 95% is basically forests, fields, no development slopes. No development slopes is 30% of the amount of zone.
आज अशी अत्यंत गरज येल्लेली आहा गोंयान सिस्टम क्लीन करपाक. सिस्टम क्लीन जावपाक जाय म्हणून आज आमी फाल्यां गांधी जयंती आयच्यान आमी क्लिनिंग चालू केल्लेले आहा. फिजिकल क्लिनिंग जाले, आता सिस्टम क्लीन करपाचो वेळ येयल्लो आहा. हे गोंय जे विकपाक लागलेले आहा हे मिनिस्टर आनी तेंचे कर्मचारी आनी स्पेसिफिकली तो चीफ टाउन प्लॅनर राजेश नायकान 2017 ते 2024 पर्यंत त्या पोजिशनाचेर बसून कांयच करूंक ना, फक्त गोंयचो धंदो केल्लो आहा, व्यापार लायिल्लो आहा तेणी. ते बंद जावपाक जाय म्हणून हो प्रोटेस्ट. तेणी रिजायन जावपाचो, ताका रिटायरमेंटाचो एक्सटेंशन दिल्लो, तेणी रिटायरमेंट घेवन घरा वचपाचो. The overall objective of this protest is to commence cleaning of the system in Goa. System has become corrupt, system has become contaminated, thoroughly contaminated. We intend to clean that system.
We have to name and shame, ask his children. We have to ask Rajesh Naik and of your children. तुमचे बापूय कित्याक करता ते सारखे न्ही म्हणून ते सांगपाक जाय तांच्या भुरग्यांक. तुका बापूय विकता आमचे कितें जातलें ते आतां भुरग्यांक
Stop the sale of Goa. It is very, very clear that the sale of Goa is complete, and whatever remains now, that also will be sold.
As a Goan, I'm telling you, you are first a citizen, then a Goan, and then you are a chief town planner. You had no business to follow what your bosses tell you.
The Electricity Department is preparing for an additional 220 kV on top of 400 kV line already proposed under Tamil Nadu for 5 special economic zones coming up all over the state. Pramod Sawant and Vishwajit Rane are playing with the entire scenario of Goa. If people know the plans, they would go to their houses with rage and boot them out of office. Vishwajit Rane says 6 crore square meters of land is to be converted because there are 6 crore errors. They have already reached half a crore. 49 lakh square meters have already been converted. Environmentalist Claude Alvarez said,
Massive development has been proposed in Goa. People do not know. If they know, they will boot them out of office with rage, Claude Alvarez said. 6 lakh square meters of land will be converted. The chief town planner is paid to protect Goa, not to sign the death warrant of the regional plan, he said.
See, there is a lot that Goans don't know that is going to happen in the state of Goa. Now, we were inspecting the files for the Tamil Nadu project in the electricity department just 2 days ago. The electricity department has asked for additional 220 kV to be installed on the 400 kV line that is coming, and the reasons given are 5 SCZs in different locations of Goa. Now, SCZs were cancelled in 2008. 15 of them were cancelled. Mr. Digambar Kamath said we are bearing SEZ policy. Today, the Department of Electricity is preparing the ground for 5 SEZs in different parts. It's in the file. It's in the file. We have asked for RTI inspection. We have got getting the copies. But this is the extent. Goans don't know. They are like innocent people. They are very innocent people. They are concerned in their villages, with their festivals, with eating a simple fish curry rice every day. They go to work, they go to the market, they come back. But over and above, these great actors, Mr. Pramod Sawant, Vishwajit Rane, all that, they are playing with the entire scenario of Goa. And there are plans for Goa, which if they disclose now, people would go to their houses in a rage and boot them out of office. If people only know. That is why they don't want them to know. And that is why this protest, because we said, do you know how many square meters of land has been changed in Goa? Mr. Vishwajit Rane says 6 crore square meters of land is to be converted. 6 crore. He has placed that document in the assembly because he said there are 6 crore errors, square meters. Now they have reached already half a crore. 49 lakh square meters converted. And every file signed by Rajesh Naik. Now what are we paying him? We are paying him to do town planning. We are not paying him to sit at a table and sign the death warrant of the regional plan. It's a big fall for a person of his stature and his reputation. It's a big fall. He will never recover from the damage that he has done. Even if he resigns and goes, he will never recover from the damage they have done. We don't mind he has damaged his reputation, but we don't want him to damage the environment of the state. That is our main concern. And if anybody comes to damage the environment of the state, they do it for some time. The population rebels. This happened in regional plan. This happened with SCZ. This happened with Nylon 66. It has happened with hundreds of projects that have come up. The people rebel and throw them out. This is the latest manifestation. That you bring in 17(2), 16(b), 39(a), nothing will help you because the public will not allow you to do so.
The Global Konkani Forum has decided to approach the court over one language, one script policy of Sahitya Academy, which they said is discriminatory. A forum formed in Mangalore decided to fight for the other 3 scripts of Konkani to be recognized. They said it is against Article 14 of the Constitution and Article 29(1), which gives minorities a right to preserve their language, culture and script.
2 पॉइंटांचेर भासाभास जाली. रोमी लिपीक राजभास कायद्यांत गोंयच्या राजभास कायद्यांत मानाचो जागो दिवंक आनीक दुसरी जो 4 लिपींचेर अन्याय जाला साहित्य अकादेमीन फकत एकूच लिपीक ऑफिशियल स्क्रिप्ट म्हणून देवनागरीक मानून घेतल्या हाचेर भासाभास जाली. आनीक आयज आमी रेजोल्युशन पास केलें हें डिसिजन साहित्य अकादेमीचें कोर्टान चॅलेंज करपाक आनीक हाचेर आमी हे फुडें वावर फुडें व्हरतले. आयज दुसरें रेजोल्युशन घेतलां, एक नवी कमिटी करून हाडल्या आनीक हांव ताचो कन्व्हेनर, म्हाका तेमी वेंचून काडला एज द प्रेसिडेंट ऑफ दीस द कन्व्हेनर ऑफ दीस न्यू कमिटी. तातूंत 6 जाण ग्लोबल फोरमाचे मेंबर आसा आनीक 6 जाण मनशोभनाचे कर्नाटकाचे दुसरे संस्थेचे मेंबर आसा.
रोमी लिपीक गोंयच्या राजभास कायद्यांत जागो दिवंक साहित्य अकादेमी कडेन परवानगी घेवपाची गरज ना. गोंयच्या राजभास कायद्यांत जावं साहित्य अकादेमीच्या पावंड्यार जावं रोमी लिपीक कुशीन दवरून तिचेर जी ओलीत केल्या ती भारताच्या घटनेच्या आर्टिकल 14 हाचे आड येता. सगळ्या नागरिकांक एक सारको अधिकार मेळोंक जाय, एक सारको ओक मेळोंक जाय अशें भारताची आर्टिकल 14 सांगता. त्या भायर भारताचे घटनेंतले आर्टिकल 29(1) मायनॉरिटीज हांकां एक अधिकार दिवन अशें सांगता जांची भास आसा, जांची संस्कृताय आसा, जांची लिपी आसा त्या जोम्याक ते सांबाळून दवरूंक ते फुडें व्हरोंक सगळो अधिकार आसा.
The Goa cabinet decided that government will issue an ordinance to ensure that there are no land use change in comunidades. Once the land is allocated for housing, factory, industry or institutions, one will not be able to change the land use. TCP, PDA municipalities won't have power to change the land use of the Comunidad land. In this edition of Street Voices, Herald TV spoke to various people asking whether the ordinance to amend the Code of Comunidad to ensure the land use for the designated purpose is a step in the right direction.
गेल्या त्या दिसांनी कॅबिनेटान कितें डिसिजन घेतला हुंय with respect to the amendment आनी कितें हाडला एक rule in the Comunidad land usage. The land use of the Comunidad, ते मी म्हणटा त्या प्रमाणे they are saying that the Comunidad land, when it is given for one particular purpose, that it cannot be used and should not be used for any other purpose other than the purpose for which the land has been marked. पूण हितूनय म्हाका दिसता ह्या हुंय जाल्यार हुंय बुराक मारतले आनी हेकाय बायपास करतले because basically the principal law of Comunidad is it cannot be easily simply converted and cannot be used for mega projects and cannot be used as private lands. But यांची हिस्ट्री पळयली जाल्यार आमकां दूख भोगता. For example, in the case of the Zuari land, ही बांदोडकर साहेबान हाडलेली गोंयच्या फायद्याक, गोंयची इंडस्ट्री वाडोवपाक, एम्प्लॉयमेंट वाडोवपाक. पूण ओवर द पिरियड ऑफ इयर्स ही जुवारीची पळय हालत जाल्या प्रायव्हेट एंटिटीच्या हातांनी पडल्या. सो वॉट इज द गॅरंटी that the coming days in the future, these people, हे rules कोत्तात तेका मागीर अमेंडमेंट हाडटात. पहिले एक कंटेनर सारको पॅक कोत्तात ते, मागीर हिंगा तिंगा बुराक मारतात in the name of amendments. So whatever these people are saying, that the land use cannot be used for any other purpose other than for which it has been sanctioned for, is a fake system of these people.
माझे नाव ग्लेन कबराल. आता गव्हर्नमेंटान कालूच वर कॅबिनेटान एक डिसिजन घेतला सेंग ते कोमुनिदाद कोर्ट ते अमेंडमेंट करतले म्हणून ज्या प्रोजेक्टाक लँड घेता तेजो लँड यूज चेंज करून मेळची ना म्हणून. पूण हांव म्हणटा जेन्ना प्रोजेक्टाक ते घेता जाल्यार लँड यूज चेंज करपाची गरज येना. गव्हर्नमेंटान जर तो प्रोजेक्ट घेता तो टायमार जावंक जाय. कित्याक गव्हर्नमेंट आमी पळयला जे प्रॉमिसीस करता जायते प्रोजेक्ट हाडटा पूण ते टायमार केन्ना कंप्लीट जायना. सेकंडली असले लँड यूज चेंज करच्या पयलीं गव्हर्नमेंटान एक नवो रिजनल प्लॅन हाडचो आनी विथ द पिपल्स पार्टिसिपेशन. जे परी हो रिजनल प्लॅन जायना तोले कोमुनिदाद जावं कसले जमनीन तेणी लँड यूज चेंज करपूच ना. सो पयलो जावंक जाय आमकां रिजनल प्लॅन. कित्याक आतां जो रिजनल प्लॅन आहा तो ऑलरेडी तो काबार जाल्लो आहा, सनरायज पिरियड काबार जाल्लो आहा तो. सो आमकां एक न्यू रिजनल प्लॅन जाय. आतां पयलो आसले तुमी TCP उट सूट चेंज करीत आहा, तेजेर कांय गव्हर्नमेंट उलयना. आतां आमचे NGZs आमचे दोंगर आहा तेजे झोन चेंज करून सेटलमेंट करता. पयले गव्हर्नमेंटान तें बंद करचें, मागीर उरलेले हेज करून घेवचे. पूण मेन गरजेचे आमकां आमचे इको सेन्सिटीव एरियाज आहा, आमचे इको 1 एरियाज ते प्रोटेक्ट करूंक जाय. तेजो एनी कशेंच करून तेणी ते झोन चेंज करूंक दिवपाक ना. जाल्यारूच आमकां तो फुडें कितें फायद्याक उरतलो. पूण हें सगळें जातलें जाल्यार आमकां एक रिजनल प्लॅन हाडपाचो गरजेचो आहा. सो हांव मागता गव्हर्नमेंटान बेगीनचे बेगीन हो रिजनल प्लॅन हाडचे ना. आमकां एकदां अशें एक कॅरेट दाखोवन आपूण कोमुनिदाचे झोन चेंज आमी स्टॉप करतले, लँड यूज चेंज करतले, तें करून कांय फायदो ना. मेन थिंग TCPन जे इको सेन्सिटीव इको 1 जे झोन्स आहा ते चेंज करपाचे, बंद करपाचे आनी ते सेटलमेंटाक यूज करपाक दिवपाचे ना.
वय ही बरी गजाल जावन हा जे कोमुनिदादीच्यो गव्हर्नमेंटान अमेंडमेंट करून काबार केल्यो आनी आतां निमाण्या वक्ताचेर ह्यो उठलेल्या कडेन आहा. पूण ह्यो बरी गजाल म्हणटा हांव, हो तर तुजें सारकें आहा न्ही, ह्यो तर तुजो सारको आहा जाल्यार बरी आहा. आयज कोमुनिदादीच्यो जमनी काबार जाल्यो, जावं पळय ज्यो प्रोजेक्टाक दिल्ले, ह्यो कम्युनिटीक दिल्ली, ओ विलेजरांक दिल्ली, ओ हेंका दिल्ली, गोंयकारांक लागून दिल्ली, ती आयज क्रोडांनी विकतात. दोन एग्जाम्पल दिवंक शकता हांव तुका. ह्यो पयली आमची हे आहा पळय ती जुवारी एग्रोकेमिकल्साची, आयज थिंगा गोंयकारांक दितली ती गोंयकारांक ती रिवर्ट करूंक नासली. आतां कालचो पयरचो इश्यू आहा पळय दिवाडे जाल्ले कडेन आहा, किलोकाचेर आहा पळय तो. हो हे कोमुनिदादीचे पळय जागे जे गोंयकारांच्या बरेपणाक दिल्या न्हू ते रिवर्ट तुमकडेन तर हें जायना. गोंयकारांक लागून ते रिवर्ट करपाचे कोमुनिदादी ही मागणी.
Kasarwane locals observed a one-day dharna outside the Kasarwane village panchayat on Tuesday. They demanded jobs at Mopa airport, compensation and land loser certificates. Villagers from 5 villages of Kasarwane, Mopa, Varkand, Nagzar and Ugve have lost land to the Mopa airport at a measly rate of 40 rupees per square meter. Panchayat members too supported the Dharna Andolan, saying that water from the airport is ruining village water sources and religious places.
Kazavanam locals observed a one-day dharna outside the Kazavanam village panchayat on Tuesday. They said till date they have not received any intimation about resolving the issues of jobs at Mopa airport, compensation and land loser certificates. They have been asked to go to Panjim and collect the land loser certificates, which they want to be delivered in pair name.
जे पीडित शेतकरी आहे, ज्या पीडित पाचही पंचायती आहेत त्यांना फर्स्ट प्रायोरिटी दिली पाहिजे. जे एअरपोर्टवरती जॉब येतात ते सर्वप्रथम आमच्या पंचायतीला कळवले पाहिजे, जेणेकरून जे आमची युवा पिढी आहे, शिकलेली पिढी आहे त्यांना त्याचं बेनिफिट मिळेल. पण तसं काहीच होत नाही. उलट त्याचे दुष्परिणाम मात्र जे एवढा मोपा एअरपोर्ट हा प्रोजेक्ट इथं उभारलेला आहे आमच्या पंचायत क्षेत्रामध्ये, त्याचा आम्हाला अजिबात उपयोग अजिबात झालेला नाही. उलट त्याचे दुष्परिणाम मला भोगावे लागतात. जे सांडपाणी आहे ते आमच्या गावात सोडलं जातं, जेणेकरून आमची जी धार्मिक स्थळं आहेत, जे विसर्जन तळी आहे, आमची देवी विसर्जन करायची ती जागा आहे, ती अजिबात दूषित झालेली आहे आणि खूपशा संकटांना आम्हाला तोंड द्यावे लागतात.
चौथीक जे 2 ड्रायव्हर घेतले आणि त्याची सॅलरी कितली तर 35,000
खंय घेतले.
वयर जे अपडेट म्हणून जी UDS कंपनी आहा अपडेटर मोपा एअरपोर्टार तेंच्यांनी ड्रायव्हर घेतले. 3 ड्रायव्हर, एक तेंच्यांनी ट्रेनर म्हणून आसलो, ओके. पण 2 जे ड्रायव्हर घेतले महाराष्ट्राचे घेतले, तेचो इंचार्ज आहा तो महाराष्ट्राचो आहा, HRO आहा तो महाराष्ट्राचो आहा, आणि एक तेच्या वयर कोण तरी आहा रामकृष्ण म्हणून तोय महाराष्ट्राचो आहा, आणि तो हट्टाने आपल्या भुरग्यांक हाडून भरता.
लक्ष दी. जमिनी गेल्यात आमकां तुम्ही रस्त्यार हाडल्यात. आमचे पोटा पाण्याची सोय ना. सगळ्यात महत्वाचे जे यूथ जे फ्युचर जे आमचे पेडण्याचे जातले तांकां भायर करून दवरतात तुम्ही आमकां तुमकां. आणि हेका लागून हांव म्हणटा पेडणेकरांक जागे जावपाची गरज आसा.
Goa is an example to the rest of the country as far as peace and communal harmony is concerned. In the background of certain disturbances in Kankona and Kunkoli, concerned citizens of Goa gathered at Azad Maidan in Panjim on Tuesday to say that such disturbances should not happen. Communal politics will be dangerous.
मुसलमान किंवा हिंदू आणि कॅथलिक ते अशें जावपाक जायना अशें आमकां दिसता की हेच्या खातीर आमी जाय थंय काम करता. हांव एक्चुली वाळपय ह्या गांवांतलो, कारण वाळपय सुद्दां जायते मुस्लीम आहा, पण आमी हें केन्नाच करूंक दिना की मुसल हिंदू आनी कॅथलिक हे पयस करूंक दिना, कारण आमी सगळे एकठांय रावता. तशेंच हांव हे जे कोणी कितें घडयलां पळय भगताक हांव इतलेंच सांगूंक सोदता, तूं मुस्लीम हिंदू कॅथलीक अशें करूं नाका. कारण कितें आमकां हांगासर पिसफुली रावपाक जाय गोंयांत. आनी गोंयांत हें अशें जायना. पूण हे कोणाचो तरी तकलेन कितें तरी घालून हांगासर हें करता, पॉलिटिक्स करता हें म्हाका दिसता.
मॅडम ताका पेमेंट दिता सगळ्यांक. पेमेंट तुमी घ्या आनी तुमी दोंगा करा म्हणून. आनी आयज जे जाल्या पळय हो जो मनीस आसा विराट देसाय अरेस्ट आमी केला काणकोण कोंकणी आमी गेल्ले, ताका लागून ताका मरे PSPन ताका हाडून मरे थंय दुसऱ्या दिसा भितर बसयला. हांव कितें म्हणटा, सम्राट भगताक कित्याक अरेस्ट करूं ना अजून? आमी कंप्लेंट ऑलरेडी म्हापसा हांगा सगळे फोंडा मारगांव आमी कंप्लेंट दिलेले आहा. तुमी तेजेर एक्शन कित्याक घेना? ताका जर कोणाचो पाठिंबा आसा, खंयचे सरकाराचो ताका पाठिंबा आसा, म्हाका तेणी मरे आमकां मरे CM सावंत आमचो होम मिनिस्टर आसूं न्ही, तेणी आमकां मरे सारके हेजेर रिप्लाय दिवंक जाय. तूं कोणाचो CM? तूं एक संघटनाचो CM काय तूं आमचे गोंयकारचे हिंदू भाव मुस्लीम कॅथलीक भाव तूं तेंचो CM? तूं आमकां दाखोवन दिवंक जाय. हे मरे जातीचे राजकारण तुका म्हारग पडटली. येता इलेक्शन तुका म्हारग पडटली. हांव म्हणटा सारकें तुमचे कडेन अजून आमी CM आसा, रिस्पेक्टफुली तुका म्हणटा, तूं हेजेर एक्शन घे. सम्राट भगताक अरेस्ट करूंक जाय.
Aircrafts which have an issue in landing at Mopa for whatever reason have found an emergency landing place at Daboli Airport. This also goes for airways which have shifted their operations from Daboli to Mopa. Qatar Airways is one such example. On Tuesday early morning, a Qatar Airways flight with 131 passengers on board which could not land at Mopa due to bad weather landed at Daboli.
Qatar Airways flight, which had shifted operations from Dabolim to Mopa Airport, could not land at Mopa on Tuesday at 2:15 a.m. The flight circled over Mopa for several hours. Finally, it was diverted to Dabolim Airport and landed at 5 p.m. Apparently, the international flight was diverted from Mopa to Dabolim Airport due to dense fog.
Goa Can delegation of senior citizens met Assistant Director of Transport and Enforcement in Panjim on Tuesday and demanded the department to ensure public transport is senior citizen friendly and follows the CASE formula of countable, affordable, safe and efficient transport. The delegation highlighted several problems which the senior citizens face while travelling in buses, especially at KDC bus stands.
On the International Day for Older Persons, the Goa Can delegation demanded an increase in reserved seats for senior citizens from 2 to 5, the restoration of exclusive ramps, zebra crossings for pedestrian safety, and improved facilities such as senior-friendly public toilets, seating, correct signage, and accurate bus numbers printed on fare tickets at all bus stands.
The buses that come into the bus stand are at such speed that if a senior citizen is crossing, could easily get knocked down. We have also asked for seats for senior citizens at the alighting point so that if some senior citizen who has been standing in the bus and travelling can get off the bus and maybe, rest for a little while before they proceed to whatever they have come to Panjim for.
Director of Enforcement, they have made a whole lot of, highlighted a whole lot of issues that the senior citizens are having problems, especially at KTC bus stand. Some of the issues are like zebra crossings and boarding of buses, steps are too high to board the buses. Then senior citizens are not, seats reserved for senior citizens not clearly mentioned in the buses. So they made a whole representation to us and we are looking into it. That's why I've called KTC, because many of the issues are related to KTC, like they're also asking for a separate toilet for senior citizens and benches to be provided at KTC for sitting of senior citizens.
A sugarcane juice stall was engulfed in fire at the Vasco market in the early hours of Tuesday morning at around 5:15 a.m. Vasco Fire Service managed to douse the fire in time and prevented it from spreading to other shops. The owner of the stall stated that the Vasco fire station did not pick up his distress call and that the fire brigade reached late. Responding to this, Station Fire Officer in charge of Fire Station of Vasco stated that the locals do not have the correct number of the station.
A sugarcane juice stall engulfed in fire at Vasco Market in the early hours of Tuesday morning at around 5:15 a.m. Vasco Fire Service managed to douse the fire in time and prevented it from spreading further to other shops. The loss is estimated to be at 1.5 lakhs rupees, while the fire department managed to save property worth 5 lakhs rupees.
5 बजे से फोन आया आपके दुकान में आग लगा है। आदमी इधर आके बहुत फोन मारा पुलिस स्टेशन, फायर ब्रिगेड, कोई फ़ोन नहीं उठाया। बाद में ऑफिस जाके वहाँ से सर का नंबर लेके फ़ोन मारा, बाद में फायर ब्रिगेड आया। कैसा लगा मालूम नहीं, लाइट भी सब बंद करके गया था 10:30 बजे।
कब बंद था?
10:30 बजे सब बंद करके, लाइट भी सब बंद करके जाता मीटर।
कितना लॉस हो रहेगा?
ऐसे 3 लाख रुपये का लॉस हो गया। मशीन जल गया, पूरा दुकान जल गया, पूरा डॉक्यूमेंट भी जल गया इसके अंदर।
आमकां 5 जाण 5:45 आमकां कॉल येयलो पुलीस स्टेशनाच्यान की एक शॉपाक उजो पेटला म्हणून. इमिजिएटली आमची गाडी टर्न आउट केली आनी थंय पावपाचें ऑन द वे आसली आनी तेन्ना म्हाका ते ओनराचो नंबराच्यान कॉल येयलो म्हाका की अशें तुमची नंबर लागना म्हणून, कोण उखलिना म्हणून. सो इमिजिएटली हांवूय पावलो, तो गाडीय पावल्ली आनी पावतकूच थंय गाड्याक उजो पेटलेलो. हो शुगरकेन ज्यूस शॉप तो, आनी ते उजो आमचो अंडर कंट्रोल केलो, पालयलो आनी कुशीक एडजस्टंट कंटिन्यू शॉपां आसली ती आमी वाचयली. 1.5 लाख लॉस आसा आनी 5 लाख आमी सेव केल्ले आहा. खुबशे लोकांक कन्फ्युजन आहा की आमचो फायर डिपार्टमेंटाचो नंबर खबर ना, ते 102 करता केन्ना 101 करता आनी तांकां दिसता की कॉल लागना म्हणून आमचो. सो तेन्ना इमिजिएटली थंय पावल्या उपरांत तितले मार्केटाचो वॉचमॅन आसलो पळय तेजे कडेन आमचो नंबर ना. सो हांवें 3 नंबर आमचो वास्को फायर स्टेशनार नंबर आहा पळय तो तांकां शेअर केलो. खुबशे लोकांक मिसअंडरस्टँडींग जाता की आमी एटेंड करिना म्हणून.
Raitura Sports Club of Rashol registered a victory in the GFA's 3rd Division Salset League match played on Monday. The matches were played at the Don Bosco Oratory Ground in Fatorda. Raitura Sports Club hammered Naveri Sporting Club by 6 goals. Sabi Colasso and Velroy Fernandez scored a base each, while Sanjiro Pango and Milroy Fernandez netted a goal each.
Inacio for Herald TV.
That's all we have in today's newscast. Thanks for watching Herald TV News. Take care and goodbye.